Okay? And then I do my treatments. When I got this all ready to go, I alternate 1 year to the next. Some of my yards are Apicard, some of my yards are formic acid, some of my yards are M.A.Q. pads. So I got 3 choices that I can use, and I rotate them so I don't become resistant to it. Now if we use the Apicard, I put a spacer in there like this. Alright? If I have beetles, I put the trap in there. I can put multiple traps. I use this little squirter in here. Put that in there like this, down between the frames, and I use vegetable oil, or you can use a mineral oil, and just spray it and fill it up about a ½ inch thick. And the bees will chase the mites, or the beetles rather, into your trap. And you can put a trap downstairs, you can put one upstairs. It doesn't really matter, depending on the infestation. The more beetles you have, the more traps you should put in there. Maybe put 2 or 3. If it's only a mild one, just put 1 trap, you'll be fine. So now we got the spacer on there. We're going to treat for the mites. And this is the pads right here in this box. They come like this. We do break them down and sell them. So we'll use the M.A.Q. pads. And you got to read the label because this stuff is very, very corrosive and it's very bad for your eyes and your lungs. So in Canada, where it's made, the Canadians do not use the respirator. Federal law here in the United States says we must use the respirator. And I'll show you what that looks like. I went to do a lot of research to find out that we got the right respirator. These are the screw-on canisters that are replaceable. You can just screw them off and throw them away and buy new ones. Then you need to buy this mask like this. Put this on. Make sure it's nice and tight. Over your head, like this. Okay? And then you've got your goggles that you have to have for your eyes, right? Because it's going to burn your eyes. And you're all set to go. Okay? I know there's some beekeepers that don't believe in this. I only got 2 lungs. I want to save them. I only got 2 eyes. I don't want them burned out at a very early age. You can really do great harm to your human body system. Okay? So that's what we do. And then the pad is in the square. If I can just pop this up and show you what it looks like. I have my drivers with me.
That's the M.A.Q. 2, isn't it?
This is the M.A.Q. 2 pad. This is the first one that came out. And with this one here, you have to have the also nitrile gloves, and you have to have the honey off your hives. It doesn't go right through your honey. With the M.A.Q. pads, that's the other one we'll show you later, you can have the honey on. Okay? There's the difference. So this was the first product, and they still do use it. And you have the spacer, and of course it's in the bag. It's perforated holes on the bottom. Take a pair of scissors or knife, cut this off, the outer envelope, pull out the pad. It's in that blue wrapper. You put that right on there like that. 21 days. Put the inner cover on the roof, seal it up all the way around, leave the full entrance open. Okay? Don't disturb that hive for 21 days. That'll knock your mites down. That's one choice you can go. Alright? That's the MS pads, or not the pads, the M.A.Q. 2 pads. Okay? The other one is your M.A.Q. pads. That's the new one, just came out this year. They got a section 18 on it. You don't need the spacer. I like that one. We'll get rid of that. Now we're going to go to the other treatment. We're using these. And this pad here, there's 2 of them in there. We'll cut that open. And that'll go. You have pictures on it, right, Bob? Yeah. We also place one there and place one here this way.
Yeah.
Everybody can see that?
We did a handout that shows the proper position of that.
Yep.
And there's some protocols you got to remember. Do not take the white paper off.
Okay.
Okay.
Does this second treatment, do you have to have a mask for that?
Yes.
The second one is M.A.Q. Quick Strips, or M.A.Q.S, as it's been called. Stan's using a different term, but a lot of times you'll hear people call it M.A.Q.S.
Yeah,
And for these, you need the mask. He didn't open the product, but you need the mask.
Okay. I did not open the pad, okay? That's the way they come.
I'm filming you, that's why I'm saying
Yeah,
that.
okay? You got
So
two
can
of them
you
there.
can you say that? Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, if you have only one hive, you might go through winter and you don't want the two, or you're doing a nuke or something like that, you can just use one of these pads. That's all in there on the handouts, right?
Yes.
That Bob has, okay? But on the two deep hives, you got one like that off the edges, and you put this right in there on top. 21 days, you mark it so you know you don't go in there and disturb that one. Any holes or anything open you got, you have to plug them all up, because the only thing that's going to vaporize is got to go out the entrance, and then close this off tight.
So you wouldn't use the sticks for that you normally may have in the top?
Take the sticks out. That's a good point. If you got this raised for ventilation, yeah, take the sticks out. It's got to be completely closed at the top. You want it to evaporate full 100%. The only way they're going to exit or enter is through that product right there. We just put on there the pads. That's between the two boxes. Okay? Am I correct?
Yeah.
And if we're using this one, we got the spacer, and we put the pad on top. Okay? So either way you're going to go. With this, the honey's got to come off. With the pads, you can leave the honey supers on. That's your mediums. All right? And this will go right through the cap cells and knock out the brood, knock out the mites in your brood chamber.
Dan, can you buy individual packages? Or
Yes, I sell them individually. I'll break them
Dan,
down.
we have a question over here. How much is the mask?
I think they're about $30-some, yeah. With the filters and all, you got to get them in their throwaway canisters, and you get either safety goggles like I have there, or a pair of the safety glasses. But I like the goggles better. I don't want that. If you get into that, you got to get downwind of it, because man, you get it. It'll take your breath out of you. Yeah. You're looking for oxygen.
What do you do with the pads after 21 days?
Trash them in garbage. Put them in a plastic bag. That's the two methods there. Got to have these gloves on, by the way, all the time. Now the apple guard, I sell these individually too. I can break them down. I think they're $2.80, something like that. You have a little tab on the end. You take and peel that tab all the way back, but leave it attached to the metal dish, and then there is a white gel. You put that on there. It'll go down below. Get these pads out of here real quick. You notice I don't touch this stuff once I got the gloves on.
Yeah. He doesn't rub his eyes either.
Don't rub my eyes either, but it's all sealed in that plastic, so it's not going to get out. But you do have some vapors coming out. All right, now we got the hive all set for winter like I showed you. You're going to peel this back, all the way back, and you can do this 1 or 2 treatments depending on your mite load, and you see how much is going to drop on that screen down below. You put this in there, peel this back, leave it on there, put this on, right like that. When it's evaporated, all gone, take the dish and throw it away. Check your mite drop. You still have some mites, give it a second treatment between now and killing frost. Okay? Then what I do, if I had the beetles, I'll put these traps in there with the mineral oil or the vegetable oil, and put 1 or 2 traps, first story and the second story, or put multiple. Some hives will have more, some will have less, and some don't have any. So, whatever works for you. That's
How often do you check the traps then?
about every 2 weeks. I'll go in and check.
Is the spacer needed with the apron guard?
No,
The spacer?
no spacer, no. Only the spacers use it for the mite away too. Not the M.A.Q.S pad.
Hey Stan, how effective are those traps with the oil in them?
Very good. Yeah, I have good results with them. Yeah.
Good results, yeah.
Yeah. These here were developed by Roger Cutts, retired bee inspector at the University, the state of Florida. I know him very well, and he told me about going into the business and getting these patented. That's what he does. And now he does sell them, and they're disposable. You can throw them away. I have other ones from New Zealand and Australia. They're plastic 2-piece, and they're about 6.
So when that gets, you get the beetles in there, you just throw it out.
Yeah, you'll see the beetles right in there.
Yeah.
Put about a ½ inch in there of vegetable oil or mineral oil. Yeah. You take it right out, you can look and see.
Okay.
And then you can clean them out again, dump them out, and refill them, or dispose of them. That's what they're made for, they're disposable. Again, throw them in the trash. Okay?
the Happy Guard, you can't have honey on it either, right? You can't have honey on the
No,
Happy Guard.
yeah, good point. Yeah, the apple guard too. No honey on it. Honey super's got to be off. We're talking just getting ready for the winter. All the honey is already off. I don't even like to do, like they say with the M.A.Q. pads, I don't like that. I don't like the chemicals going in my honey. Don't belong in there. I don't like it. I get them off. Then I go ahead and treat. And sometimes if my supers are real strong, I'll have another third super on here, or a medium, and I'll make a split and divide in the springtime off of this. And sometimes I'll have them 3 high. And that'll be my bumpers for making spring splits in the spring when I get back.
Okay. Do you take the honey off for human consumption and not for the bee consumption?
Yeah. Well,
is it okay for the bees?
I'm taking off the surplus, yeah, because the bees are going to eat this. They're going to consume all that, yeah. All right.
So it's okay for them?
Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. Then this is the Terra brood. Yes, sir.
What happens if you put the apple guard on your second brood chamber on the top? Like you had it there?
Yeah.
If you put it up there?
Now,
that's what I do.
if you only have 1 super, yeah, but if you have 2 supers like this, which you should have in New Jersey going through the winter, you want to have it down there where the brood is, yeah. That's where it's going to be most effective.
The apple guard?
Yeah, the apple guard.
And I'll take that off and I put mine on top.
All right, should be between them.
Oh, okay.
Live and learn.
Yeah.
Guess I didn't read the directions.
It's okay.
Follow directions, yeah.
Always read the directions.
And then I give them a fall feeding of the terramycin. And this year I do it about every 4 to 5 days. I'll treat it again. And there's a little spoon in here. You can use this. It's good till 2013. And that's about 1 pound. And I'll dust along the edges like this with that little spoon and go all the way around the perimeter. All right? On both first and second story. So I'll do it down below and I'll do it up here.
Okay.
All right?
You do that now, Stan?
Yeah, I've done it already. Yeah,
All right.
I'm on my 3rd one already.
All right. Now, what he's showing you right there is a prophylactic measure. Okay. Tim Schuler just visited my yard, and some of my hives got beat up by the dearth, and he instructed me to give them a dusting because when the hives are weak, they rob and so forth, and that stuff will stop any kind of foul.
2 treatments or 2 treatments is enough?
3
3
treatments.
What do you mean by putting it around the edge?
Because you don't want to get any contamination on the brood. You don't want nothing on your brood because that's where your larvae is and your brood and your queen. You don't want to get all this stuff on her. So you do it around the perimeter, and then the bees are going to track it all around.
Like along this edge?
Yeah, along this edge here, all the
Okay.
way around the perimeter.
Gotcha.
All the way around the perimeter, not inside the center of the
right.
hive. Nothing goes in the center. Only your medication goes in the center for your brood, which you're
In
might away.
both boxes.
I do both boxes. Or do 1 box, depends on
Right.
what I see in there. When I'm
I thought
looking
you
at it.
meant this edge.
No.
Cover on it.
Inside the frame.
I got
I'm
you.
sorry.
I got you.
Inside the frame. Okay. Any other questions? Maybe I'm done. Then when I'm all done, well, these are the frames that are empty. They've extracted already. And you got frames like this with, like you say, there was a question brought up about, I got some frames of honey that are partially drawn. The nectar on the outside is not touched or not capped. You can leave these in the hive because now you still got the honey flow. But then, if you're going to medicate, you're medicated already, then these will have to remain in there. You can't take them out for human consumption. So all these should come off. But the bees are going to consume all this. And if this capped honey is like a third uncapped, it just got nectar in there, it's going to ferment if you take it out and store it. So you're better off to leave it right inside the beehive. The bees will take care of it. And that'll be the surplus for them in addition to feeding them the sugar water 2-to-1 mix now. Okay? So I would say leave them on, right? But that way you don't want to get them fermented. If you're going to take them off, freeze them if you can, put them in the freezer and use them all, for this capped honey you can store it and you can put it back on it, early spring feed if you need it, if they're right on stores, okay?
If you do the apple guard now, would you do 2 treatments with it, like 2 weeks to another? Yeah.
It's getting a little late though, all this should have been done already.
Yeah, we treated in July.
Yeah, that's the time you want to do it, you're right on target.
So we checked after 24 hours, we had about 25 or so light drop.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's too many or not. And
No.
this time of the year could be a
That's
little
too
higher.
many, yeah.
It is.
Too many. What's it say, about 3? 3
It's
mites per 100?
it's
No, this per drop at
Threshold?
24
Oh,
hours.
yeah,
the
he's
drop,
talking
okay.
about a 24-hour drop.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
So you've seen them drop.
I don't remember the number. I'm sorry. I know there is a number, but I don't remember what it
So
was.
it's a magic number, everybody, you don't really.
When you
That's
look on-
the
some
difficulty.
numbers are really high.
So here's the thing about
All right.
The one, the way that Randy Oliver showed us, and the way that other people do them, is they take a cup of bees or half cup of bees, it depends on your thing, and you'll get a number of mites for that bee, and that shows you the percentage in the hive. And you're taking those mites from the brood area. So you take a brood frame, you make sure the queen's not there, you capture those bees by knocking them into a pail and scooping them out and testing them. When you do a mite count on the bottom, and you do a 24-hour drop, and you're counting the mites, there's always a lot of confusion about that. Which mites do you count? Because you'll find immature mites that are lighter in color, they're tan, they're not that brick red, and whatever. So, and the other thing about it is, if you have two hives sitting next to each other, and one of them's completely loaded with bees and the other one's half loaded, and you're using the same measure, are you really testing the right percentages? So there's always this confusion about how many mites. I don't really know the answer to that, right? I have yet to figure that out.
It's per, if you use the 300B, the half a cup thing, that's a hard number.
Yeah, but when you're doing the counts on the bottom board,
Oh.
you can't tell because it's predicated by the number. I'll tell you what. I'm sorry, this is not a scientific answer. I'll pull that sheet out and I'll look at it, and I go, wow, I need the treat.
Yeah.
If you say, wow, you need the treat, put your stuff on. I'm sorry, that's a terrible answer, but that was the answer I'd give you.
If you look in there and you don't see any mites, then why waste your money on medication? Don't treat it. Let it go. It might make it through. Why, give it all that medication and might get resistant to this stuff? So, stay away from it.
Realize that what you're doing is you're taking such a small sample. When you do the 300 bees, you've got tens of thousands of bees in there. So you got to take that number with a grain of salt. There's not a hard and fast number. With the mite drop on the board, the best thing you want to do is do it every month so you can see, is it going up or is it going down?
Right.
That's more important than how many are there, right? Start in June and July and see, okay, it's low, and all of a sudden you get to August and you see the thing is loaded, okay, it's time.
Yeah, that's when they really take over.
So you really want to do trending. The numbers are not hard and fast. You're just sampling. You're taking even when you do a 3-day drop, you're taking a snapshot of 3 days of whatever they're grooming off them. That really doesn't represent what's in the hive. Think about it, right? It's just an indication. It's more qualitative than quantitative.
In July and August, like Bob does his treatment, which is right on target, that's when Tim Schuler says we should start treating our hives in the middle of July to get them all ready to build up for the winter. And then July and August, you still have the drone bees in there. So pop up those pupae and look at them drone larvae, and you can pull them white chalk larvae right out, and you'll see the mites walking right on them because they haven't transferred from the into the worker cells. So that's a good time in July to do that. Right?
Has anybody not seen them? Anybody ever not seen one? How many? Let's ask this question. I just want to know. How many have used ApiGuard? Raise your hand. Most of you. How many have used M.A.Q.S quick strips, the new one? Just 3. How many have used the old M.A.Q.S? Nobody.
Me.
How many have powdered sugared their hives? 2, 3. Okay.